What if I told you I made real cash on Fiverr in just 1 month? I went in clueless, excited, and a little terrified. I had a $0 budget and no portfolio. I picked 3 gigs and started testing. In this video, I will show the wins and the huge mistakes. I will explain what worked and what wasted my time. You'll hear exact messages, pricing, and the weird client requests. Stay till the end to see my real earnings and the one trick that scaled orders. This is raw and practical, not hype. Ready? Let's jump in. I opened Fiverr and felt overwhelmed. There were thousands of gigs that looked polished. My gig pages looked amateur in comparison. I had to pick a niche fast. I chose logo edits, voiceover clips, and basic video captions. Those felt doable and in demand. I wrote my first gig descriptions and hit publish. I underpriced them because I wanted orders. I hit a few zeros of traffic and waited. That first night, I doubted the whole idea. On day 3, a message popped up. A client wanted a logo tweak for a small fee. They sent a messy file and vague instructions. I replied with clarifying questions and offered a fast turn. They accepted and paid the gig instantly. I delivered in 2 hours and asked for feedback. They left a short but positive review. That tiny win felt huge and gave me momentum, but then more surprising requests arrived that I wasn't ready for. Would I handle them well or crash under weird demands? Clients asked for edits with no files. One asked for a voiceover like Morgan Freeman for $5. Another sent low-quality audio and wanted studio clarity. I learned quickly that expectations and budgets rarely match. That taught me to ask better questions up front. I started building a short intake form for each order. The form saved time and cut confusion. It also reduced revisions dramatically. I began to set clearer limits in the gig extras. The shift from vague to structured changed everything. I tested 3 price points in week 1: low, medium, and slightly higher than average. Low-priced gigs got quick attention, but low respect. Medium-priced gigs brought better clients and clearer briefs. The higher price filtered out casual buyers and brought long-term work. I learned value perception matters more than speed. I adjusted prices based on what clients actually wanted. Adding a cheap, fast delivery extra increased revenue a lot. Small price moves changed buyer behavior immediately. Which price wins for you depends on your goals. A thumbnail saved my clicks. I redesigned my gig image to look professional with clear text. A simple before and after image did the trick. My descriptions became benefit-focused, not feature-heavy. I rewrote words to speak like a human, not a robot. Short bullets replaced long paragraphs. I added a FAQ section to diffuse common questions. That reduced messages and sped up orders. Good presentation made me look trustworthy fast. Don't underestimate how your page reads at a glance. I uploaded quick clips as samples. Clients loved seeing real work instead of promises. Even imperfect samples beat polished but empty claims. I made a short demo for each service I offered. Those demos answered questions before buyers asked them. Orders spiked when a sample matched a buyer's need. I swapped one sample and saw conversions double. Samples also reduced revisions because expectations matched. Your sample is your silent salesman on Fiverr. Make it quick, clear, and relevant to common requests. Fast replies built trust quickly. I answered messages within an hour whenever possible. I used templates, but personalized the first line each time. That small personal touch changed buyer tone instantly. Clear timelines and deliverable lists reduced confusion. When issues came up, I offered 2 solutions, not promises. Clients appreciated options and quick fixes. Good communication lowered refund requests. It also led to repeat orders and referrals. Never assume a message is optional. Treat it like an opportunity. I set a revision policy early. 2 free revisions were enough for most gigs. I asked clients to list changes clearly to avoid back and forth. When revisions became vague, I proposed a short call or voice memo. Most clients preferred typed lists, which saved time. I charged for extra rounds beyond the included ones. That simple boundary improved my workflow instantly. It also filtered out clients who wanted endless tweaks. Boundaries made the job feel professional, not ad hoc. Respect your time, and your client will too. One buyer wanted a voiceover to sound like a cartoon villain. They wanted extra reverb and a laugh at the end. I asked why, and they said it was for a prank video. I hesitated but delivered a playful sample first. The client loved it and ordered 10 more variations. Have you ever wondered how niche gigs can explode? How far would you go to serve a strange brief? This taught me to say yes to creative requests within reason. It also showed that uniqueness can lead to bulk orders. The lesson: unexpected demands can become steady income. I tracked my time for each order. I discovered edits ate more minutes than I thought.
so I batch processed similar tasks in one block. Batching cut setup time and kept momentum. I used a simple checklist before delivery. Checklists prevented small but costly mistakes. I set office hours to avoid late-night work. Clients respected clear availability more than open 24/7. Time rules helped keep energy and quality high. Protecting focus saved both time and sanity. I tested extras like faster delivery and source files. Some buyers paid just to skip a wait. Source files appealed to repeat customers. I offered small bundle discounts for 2 gigs. Bundles increased average order value without pressure. Which upsell would your buyers actually pay for? Would they rather pay for speed or extras? Asking during the initial chat helped me pick the right upsells. Upsells became the best way to grow revenue fast. Be strategic and offer real value, not fluff.
Not every order is worth taking. I learned to spot vague briefs and emotional pressure early. Clients who demand perfection for $5 are a red flag. I politely declined or quoted a higher price when needed. Sometimes walking away saved hours of headaches. I kept a polite rejection message ready for those cases. That saved my energy and protected my ratings. A smart decline can lead to better clients finding you. Protecting your rating sometimes means saying no. Quality work comes with quality expectations on both sides. I followed up after delivery. A quick thank you message opened doors for more work. I offered a small loyalty discount for their next order. That nudged many to return within weeks. I also asked for ideas on future content they needed. Some clients became monthly customers for long-term gigs. Repeat business turned unpredictable income into a rhythm. I invested a bit more time in those client relationships. It paid off with consistent orders and referrals. Treat repeat clients like partners, not one-off buyers. The first 2 weeks were slow. I made small sales, but nothing life-changing. Most earnings came from quick logo tweaks. Voiceover gigs were inconsistent, but higher paying. I reinvested in better gig images and samples. That tweak brought a jump in week 2. I started seeing the compounding effect of small changes. Numbers were small, but confidence grew. I tracked every dollar and adjusted strategy weekly. Transparency with money helped me make better choices. By day 15, I changed my focus. I doubled down on the highest converting gig. I paused services that drained time with low return. This concentrated effort improved my completion speed. Orders became more predictable after the pivot. I also raised the price of the most popular package. Higher price didn't scare away clients. It attracted serious buyers. That shift increased revenue and reduced stress. The pivot proved that focus beats scattered effort. Small strategic changes can flip your results fast. Fiverr taught me negotiation skills quickly. I learned to ask for deposits on larger jobs. Deposits reduced cancellations and no-shows. I also discovered the power of a clear revision scope. Clients respect boundaries when explained politely. I got better at estimating how long tasks truly take. My confidence improved with each successful order. I also realized branding matters even as a freelancer. Small professional touches build perceived value fast. These lessons will help beyond Fiverr in any freelance work. I did get one bad review. It stung but taught a useful lesson. I responded calmly and offered a quick fix. The buyer updated the rating after I resolved the issue. I publicly showed how I handled the problem. Other potential buyers saw the resolution and trusted me more. Negative feedback can become an opportunity if handled right. Avoid arguing and focus on solutions. A measured response protects your reputation better than defense. Turn complaints into proof of your professionalism. I added limited slots for the week. Scarcity made buyers act faster. I also used delivery buffers to pace work. Automation templates handled common messages. I hired a part-time editor after week 3 to help. Outsourcing small tasks freed me to focus on higher value work. Scaling required setting systems, not just doing more. I tracked turnaround time to keep quality consistent. Growth without systems led to chaos quickly. Systems turned a chaotic month into sustainable income. I woke up to 3 orders at once. All were small but added up nicely. I used my checklist and delivered on time. One buyer asked for an extra fast revision and paid more. That day taught me the value of readiness. Being prepared turned small chances into real wins. I celebrated but kept the process repeatable. Momentum built after that busy day. It proved systems plus speed equals opportunity. Small wins stack into a meaningful income stream. I would niche down faster. I wasted time offering too many services at first. Specializing attracts higher paying and repeat clients. I would also add clearer package comparisons earlier. That would reduce buyer confusion and speed decisions. Would a niche like podcast editing have scaled faster for me? Would focusing on one industry double conversion rates? These questions shaped my later choices. Learning fast and iterating beats planning forever. Start lean, then refine quickly based on real orders. People buy confidence more than price. Clear images and fast replies signal reliability. Good reviews act like social proof and remove doubt. Pricing anchors help buyers see value in higher tiers. Offering small guarantees reduced hesitation. What triggers trust for your buyers? Do they care more about speed, price, or samples? Finding that answer changed how I presented gigs. Understanding buyer psychology helped me tailor offers. It's small psychology wins that move the needle over time. By the end of the month, I had real numbers. Total revenue was modest, but above my expectations. Most money came from a handful of repeat clients. Upsells and extras made up a large part of profit. Net profit improved after I reduced low-value gigs. I tracked taxes and platform fees to see true take-home. After costs, I was left with a solid extra income for the month. The figures proved freelancing can be a viable side hustle. It also showed the power of iteration and system building. Earnings aren't instant riches, but they are consistent with focus. The month was a roller coaster. Excitement came with stress and small wins with doubts. I felt proud when a client praised my work publicly. I also felt frustrated with vague requests and late replies. Those emotions taught me resilience and patience. I celebrated small milestones to keep morale high. The emotional journey mattered as much as the money. Freelancing tested both skills and confidence. At the end, I felt more capable and less scared of client work. That growth was the biggest surprise of all. The main takeaway is focus and systems beat hustle. Small tests reveal big patterns if you track them closely. Set clear prices, templates, and boundaries from day one. Communicate fast and ask for what you need. Use samples and good presentation to earn trust quickly. Upsells and repeat clients are the easiest way to grow income. Protect your time with clear revision policies and office hours. Expect weird requests and be ready to say yes creatively or no politely. Freelancing on Fiverr for a month is a fast course in business basics. If you apply these lessons, you can turn a side hustle into something real. If you like this one, hit like and subscribe. Comment below with month if you want my gig templates. I will pin the best replies and share a simple spreadsheet. If you want deeper tutorials, watch the playlist on gig growth next. That playlist breaks down pricing, samples, and client scripts step by step. Click the video on the right to learn how I scaled a single gig, or hit the playlist link to binge all freelancing tips. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Remember, consistency beats overnight hustle. Tap a video now and keep learning.